What's up, Everyday Blades? Let's talk Maxace. Let's talk slip joints. So, I got this in from Maxace, and I'm going through I don't do unboxings mainly like you guys see on a lot of other review channels. I want to go through the knives. I want to experience them before I bring them to you guys. I want to know a little something about them. And I'm more excited now than when I got the knives, and that's another reason I don't do unboxings. I want to experience. I want to know if I like the knife or not, at the very least. I have traditionally not been a slip joint guy. I think I've only owned one modern slip joint. I have some older slip joints, but I've only purchased one slip joint, and that was the Medford slip joint. It was all right. It was a nice knife. I mean, it's a Medford. I've never held a bad one. But it just wasn't for me. That changed. Actually, it didn't change when I first opened it. I thought, wow, that's a beautiful knife. I'm like, wait a minute. How does it lock? And I'm like, oh, it's a slip joint. But after carrying this knife for a couple of days, I have really grown to like this knife. First of all, the lockup is really nice on this thing. I mean, it would take some effort to close that knife on you, and any cutting task you're doing, you're pushing in this direction, right? So you're pushing against the backstop. But look at the detail on this knife, man. The more I have it, the more I experience it, the more I like it. Look at the backspacer, or I don't know what that's called on a slip joint knife. I still call it a backspacer spring. He just did a fantastic job. Another thing, this is like the largest slip joint I've ever seen. It works really well. It's a two-hand operating knife, which is different for me, right? I don't think I own very many two-hand operating knives, but it was nice having this thing at the bottom of my pocket, knowing it's not going anywhere, it's not snagging on anything, and it will do everything I need to do, and it's beautiful. So that is the Albatross, Maxace Albatross. On the other hand, we got this budget knife in that, man, seems like a high-end knife, feels like a high-end knife. It's got the full titanium liners. The steel is 10CR 15 SCOM. I'm not real familiar with it, but I'm certain it's a quality budget steel. It's got a little bit of a recurve in it, but not enough that you couldn't sharpen it with like a wicked edge or something. Has a very good action on it. It's running on bearings. This knife is only $68. That's a lot of knife for $68. I mean, a lot. You can see it barely fits in the screen. So let's take some measurements so we can see what we're dealing with. We'll start with the slippy. That is a 4-inch, almost 4-inch, 3 3/4 slip joint knife with a 3 3/4-inch blade, 4 3/4, just over 4.5 handle scales, with, I believe that's fat carbon fiber. Look at the anodizing on the hardware. So this knife right here, I think, is $200-ish. This knife is $68. One other thing about the slip joint, it came in, I've never used a slip before. I've never bought one. But when you put this thing in here, it just fits so snug and nice, and it's elegant. Like if you were carrying stuff in your pocket, this would be really nice to have in your pocket, so your keys are not banging against your knife. I carry my knives solo in a pocket by themselves, so I don't have a whole lot of use for that unless I'm just loaded down one day. I'll stick it in there because you wouldn't want to bang that up. That's a beautiful knife. Yeah, other than the normal wear and tear it's going to get, but I'm just a fan of that, man. I've really grown to like that. I think I see some more slip joints in my future, man, because it's kind of a throwback. I'm an older guy, so it's kind of a throwback to what we grew up on, man. it was either this when I was growing up or it was a lockback. I mean, those were the only two. It was 99% buck 110s in everybody's pocket, or a knockoff. In most of our cases, it was a knockoff buck 110, made by someone else. But this is the Zealot 3.0. So one of these, I believe it's this one. No, the slip joint also comes. The slip joint didn't have the slip in here, so I'm assuming that's sold separately. But the Albatross did come with this nice zipper case and cloth and all the goodies, and then cards and all that good stuff. So I'm impressed with what Maxace is doing, man. That's if you're thinking about getting a slippy, you cannot go wrong with that Albatross. And if you're looking for a solid budget knife, man, for 68 bucks, this thing is a freaking home run. That looks like a titanium clip. Looks like titanium. I may be wrong, but man, that looks like titanium. If not, they got it blasted to look just like titanium. The scaled liners are milled out, heavily milled out. So let's check the weight on both of these. On the Zealot, 5.8 ounces. For a big beefy knife like that, that's right in the pocket. That's about where I would expect it to be. This is a mother of a knife. I mean, this thing is big. For the slippy, the Albatross, 3.6 ounces. No issues there. Let's look at them against a couple of size comparisons. Benchmade grip. You guys have probably noticed I swapped out the Rat 1 and Rat 2. I just think they're they're just not relevant a lot anymore. Even though a lot of us have them, we don't use them that much. I mean, they're just kind of in our collection. These are more modern knives that most people know. The grip and the Para 3. So you can see that slippy, it's a big boy. I mean, you get a lot of bang for your buck with that. Let's check the Zealot. Para 3. See, it's a monster. It's a big beast of a knife. I mean, the grip's a good size knife. It's a little over full size knife. That Zealot is a monster. So there they are. The slippy that's going to be in my pocket for a while. The Maxace Zealot and the Albatross. Guys, thanks for watching. God bless you and your families. Say a prayer for our country. Please subscribe if you're not. Thank you. Have a great day.